Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome everyone to our new lesson. In the previous lessons, we have studied about the properties of ism, and we have already covered Tarif, al-Jins, and al-Adad. So today we are going to cover al-I'rab. So let's start with al-I'rab. Al-I'rab is the status of the noun in a sentence, and there are three cases of I'rab in of the ism in a sentence. Okay, so the first one is when a noun is in the state of rafa. In Arabic, we call it halatul rafa, and it is the state when the noun is the subject or the doer of the sentence. When a noun is seen doing any action or doing any role, that is the noun will be in the state of rafa. It is a doer and it will have a single dhamma or double dhamma, that is tanween. We already have covered what is tanween on its last letter. The noun is said to be in the state of rafa and it will be called as marfu. It will be called as marfu. Let's take example. قال نوح. قال نوح. So we can see that the translation is Nuh said. So we can see that who is the subject here? The doer of the action will be the subject here, and that is Nuh. And we can see here that it will have a double dhamma or a single dhamma here. It has a double dhamma here. So it is the doer of the action in the sentence, and it will be called as in the halat of rafa and will be called as marfu. The second example is one shakkul kamaru and the moon was split. So we can see that who's the doer or who's showing the action here? Al kamaru. Al kamaru, the moon, is the doer of the action in this sentence. It will be called as marfu and it is in the state of rafa. The second state of the noun is al-mansoob. Al-mansoob, halatun nasab. Al-mansoob is the name given to the noun, and halatun nasab means it is in the state of nasab. So when it is in the state of nasab, when the noun is the object of the sentence, it will be it will be called mansoob. Means when the action is done on a noun or on an object, it will be in the state of nasab. It will have a single fatha or a double fatha, that's the name, on its last letter. The noun is said to be in the state of nasab and it will be called as mansoob. So let's take the example. Ja'ala Allahul Ka'bata. Allah has made the Kaaba. As we can see here, Allah, Lafzul Jalala, is in the state of Rafa. That's Halatul Rafa. It will be called as Marfu. And the sign is the Dhamma on the last letter of the word. This is the doer of the action. And this noun will be in the state of Rafa. Now, what is the object here? As I told you, when a noun is seen with a fatha on the last letter of the word, that is called as the nasab or the mansoob. It is the halat al-nasab of that word, and it will be the object of that sentence. This is the subject and this is the object of the sentence. Allah has made the Kaaba. As you can see here, Allah is the doer here and the Kaaba is the object here. The action is done on Kaaba. Now, the next example is الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا. He who made for you the earth a bed spread out. Here we can see here who's the doer here. That's not given here actually, but we can understand that Allah has made the earth a bed spread for us. So we can see here the word al-arda, al-arda. And what is the sign of nasab here? The fatha on the last letter. So this is the object of the sentence and it is in the state of nasab, halatul nasab, and will be called mansoob, the object of the sentence. And it can have a double dhamma, a double fatha or a single fatha. So why it has a single fatha here? As we have already covered this, that when a word is preceded by al, it will not allow tanween on the last letter. So that's why the tanween is removed here and a single fatha is given to the word al-arda. Okay, so now let's study about the third state of the noun in a sentence, and that is called the halatul jar, or the noun is said to be majroor. And when it is said to be majroor, when the noun is preceded by a preposition, it will have a single kasra or a double kasra, that's the mean, on the last letter. The noun is said to be in the state of jar and will be called as majroor. So we studied about marfu state, the mansoob state, and the majroor state. Majroor state, and this will recover the huruf jar in the next lessons. But for now, we can see or look at the examples here for the majroor nouns. Min sharri ma khalaq, from the evil of that which he has created. Min is a harf of jar. We are going to study the harf of jar later in the lessons. For now, this harf of jar is making the next letter in the state of jar, and this will be called majroor. This sharti will be called majroor in the state of jar, halatul jar, and it will have a single kasra or a double kasra here. Okay, the next example is فَهُوَ فِي إِيشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ. Then he will lead a life of pleasure. Now we can see here again, this fi is a harf of jar. As I told you here, when the noun is preceded by a preposition, prepositions are called huruful jar in Arabic. So min, fi, ala, and a lot of words are huruful jar, and we are going to cover them in the next lesson. But for now, as I told you, when a noun is preceded by a preposition, it will have a kasra or a double kasra on its last letter. So we can notice here, sharri, ishatin, saratin, they all are having a kasra on their last letters because of this harf of jar. And there are other cases as well when the words or the nouns have kasra or they are in the halat of jar, and we are going to study them later lessons, inshallah. So we studied the three cases of nouns, and they are called al-i'rab in Arabic, the state of rafa, the state of nasab, and the state of jar. Halat rafa, when a noun is in the halat of rafa, it is called marfu. When a noun is in the state of nasab, it is called mansoob. When a noun is in the state of jar, it is called majroor. So let's take these examples as well. Look at the column number 1, that's alif column. We can look at the word, look carefully to the word Allah Labdul Jalala. In the first example, it's written Allahu Khaliqu Kulli Shay'in. The last letter ha of Allah carries a dhamma, the vowel u sound. In the second sentence, Abudullaha, Abudullaha. So in the second sentence, the ha carries a fatha. And in the third sentence, ilallahi, ilallahil masir, ilallahil masir. So in the third sentence, it carries a kasra. Look again in the first column and look closely to the word Allah Labzul Jalala. Allahu Khaliqu Kulli Shay'in Abudullaha Ilallahil Masir. It has a dhamma. In the second sentence, it has a fatha. In the third sentence, it has a kasra. And as we can see, it is preceded by a harf of jar, ila. As I told you, there are many harf of jar we are going to study in our next lessons. So till now we have studied about min, fi, ala, and ila. Now this Allahu Lafzul Jalala is in the state of rafa. So it is called the marfu, the doer of the sentence. And you can see it has a dhamma. In the next sentence, we can notice that the word Allah Lafzul Jalala has a fatha on it. So it is in the state of nasab, and it will be called mansoob. In the third sentence, we can notice there is a kasra on the word Allah Lafzul Jalala, and that's why it is called, it is in the state of jar and will be called as majroor. Marfu, mansoob, majroor. Marfu, mansoob, and majroor. The three states or the three cases of i'rab of the noun. Now look at the column B. Now consider the word at-talib. Okay. The word at-talib is used in three sentences. In sentence 1, the final letter ba of this word carries a dhamma. In sentence 2, it carries a fatha. In sentence 3, it carries a kasra. Now, at-talibu mujtahidun. Qabaltu taliba. Nazartu ila talibi. Now we can notice here, the first sentence, there is a dhamma here. In the second sentence, there is a fatha here. And in the third sentence, there is a kasra here. In the first sentence, the word is in the state of rafa, will be called marfu. In the second, it is in the state of nasab and will be called as mansoob. And in the third sentence, it is in the state of jar and will be called as majroor. Likewise, in column Jeen, you can notice here the word al-kitab. The final letter ba carries different vowels every time. And that means there are three different signs in the three sentences, like al-kitabu mufidun, qaratul kitaba, hashtu anil kitab. Now you can notice here it is in the state of Dhamma. In the state of Rafa, it has a Dhamma and will be called as Marfu. This is Mansoob and this is Jar. Now we have studied the three states of noun, Marfu, Mansoob and Majroor. These three status of noun occur due to various reasons in the sentence, and we'll cover this inshallah in the next lessons. There are so many reasons, and inshallah ta'ala in the advanced classes we are going to study each one of them in detail. And the study of these types of the sentences, the words, the status of the words, the role it is playing, all this is called ilmul nahu. And that's because it is just the arrangement of the words, how they are arranged, what role they are playing in the sentence. This all is a study in the science of nahu. Okay, let's study another now. As you know that other is called the number in Arabic. And in Arabic, there are three types of numbers, al-mufrad, al-musanna, and al-jama. Okay, al-mufrad is the singular, musanna is the dual, and al-jama is the plural form. Okay, let's have look at the singular form first. Okay, so as I told you, there are three cases already we have studied, al-marfu, al-mansoob, and al-majroor. So what do we call them in Arabic? When the marfu state and its sign is single dhamma, as I've already told you, and we are going to write them as a marfu bid dhamma. Bid dhamma means with dhamma. With a dhamma, it is called a marfu. In Arabic, we are going to write this term when we are going to write the i'rab of a word. And inshallah ta'ala, in the advanced lessons, we'll study that how to write a word or how to write the i'rab of any noun or any word. Okay, so marfu bid dhamma. So alamati rafa means the sign of the rafa. Alama means sign. Alama means sign. The sign of rafa is dhamma. Marfu bid dhamma. Like example is Muslimun. Muslimun. This un sound here, the double dhamma sound here is showing us, is telling us that this word is in the state of rafa and it is marfu, and the alamati rafi'i is bid dhamma. It is with dhamma. Okay, likewise, the feminine form is Muslimatun. As I told you, there are some visual signs for the feminine words, and ta marbuta is one of the signs of the feminine word. So this word is a feminine word, Muslimatun. This tun, this double dhamma, the tanween here is showing us that this is in the state of rafa, and it will be called as marfu, a Muslim woman. Muslimun, Muslimatun. And these both words are marfu bid dhamma, and the alamati rafi is dhamma. The sign of rafa is dhamma. Okay, so for the mufrad word, how do we how are we going to put the i'rab, or how we are going to represent a mansoob word, a singular mansoob word in Arabic. Let's see. Al-mansubu wa alamatuhu. A mansoob word and its sign. How we are going to represent a mansoob word in Arabic. The mansoob state and its sign is single fatha or double fatha on the last letter, and it is written in Arabic as mansoobu bil fathati. Mansoobu bil fathati. Okay, notice one thing here, as I have told you that when a noun is preceded by a harf of jar, it will have a kasra. Now look here, there is another harf of jar here, ba. Ba is a harf of jar, and look here, the kasra here. This is again in the state of a jar, and it will be majroor. This alone is bil fathati. This sentence or this structure is in the state of majroor. But we will, how we are going to write the mansoob state? Mansoob bil fatha means a mansoob word is shown by a fatha. A mansoob noun is shown by a fatha on the last letter. And the alama means the sign of the nasab is fatha. Let's have an example here. Musliman. The same word we have covered in the state of Rafa, that is Muslimat, Muslimun and Muslimatun. Now look here, Musliman. This fatha here cannot stand alone, so we will put an alif in Arabic. Muslimatan, Musliman and Muslimatan. Musliman, a Muslim man, Muslimatan, a Muslim woman. So here fatha is showing us that this word is in the state of nasab and it is mansoob. Mansoob bil fatha means mansoob with a fatha. And alamati nasab, the sign of nasab is the sign of nasab is fatha. Musliman, Muslimatan. Again, now the third case, as I have told you, there are three cases: marfu, then mansoob, and then majroor. The last one is majroor, and it's alamatuhu, its sign. The majroor state and sign is single kasra or double kasra on the last letter, depending on the structure, depending on the type of the word in the sentence. It is written in Arabic as majroor bil kasra. Majroor with kasra. And the alamatul jar, the sign of the jar is kasra. Example is the same word, Muslimun, we have studied in marfu state, Musliman, the mansoob state, Muslimin, the majroor state. Muslimin, and for the feminine form, Muslimatin. This ta marbuta is showing that this word is a feminine word. Muslimin, a Muslim man, Muslimatin, a Muslim woman. The reason for why the nouns take these three cases will be explained later, inshallah. Okay, as we are done with the mufrad, the singular forms of the nouns and its three states, marfu, mansoob, and majroor. Now look at the dual words in Arabic, the musanna words and its i'rab. Okay, the dual nouns are formed by dropping the tanween from the last letter of the singular nouns and putting a fatha on it and then adding ani in the rafa state. Quite confusing right now, but inshallah, with practice, we are going to learn them properly. Okay. So, the dual nouns are formed by dropping the tanween from the last letter of the singular noun and putting a fatha on it, and then adding ani in the rafa state, aini in the nasab state, and aini in the jar state. So, These two states are easy to remember because they are both same. The Rafa state is Ani, Nasab state is Aini, and the Jar state is Aini. Okay, when we will do the example, it will be easier for you to understand. Okay, let's have the examples in Halde Rafa. We know that in Halde Rafa, for the Mufrad form, for the singular forms, we know we put Dhamma. Like I told you, the dual nouns are formed uh, from the Mufrad words. Okay, so let's have the easy word right now, Kitab. So the Halte Rafa, as I've told you, in Halte Rafa, we put double Dhamma or a single Dhamma on the last letter. So the word is Kitabun, the Mufrad word. How we are going to change it into a dual form, the Musanna form? As I told you, drop the tanween, put a fatha. Drop the tanween, put a fatha. Kitaba. Kitabun becomes kitaba. And now for the Rafa form, we are going to add ani here. Now it becomes kitabani. Kitabani. Halte Rafa will be kitabani. Kitabun becomes kitabani. Kitabun is the al-mufrad form. Kitabani is the musanna form. For Halte Rafa, the Rafa state of a word. Drop the tanween, add a fatha, add ani, and it becomes kitabani. Now look at the Halte Nasab form. As we know that in Halta Nasab, we are going to put double fatha or double single fatha. Now here, the same word is used with the fatha, kitaban. Follow the rule, drop the tanween, put a fatha, and for nasab form, as I told you here, that we are going to put aini, we are going to add aini in the nasab form, add aini here, and form a word. Kitabaini for Halta Nasab. Kitaban, the mufrad form, becomes kitabaini in its musanna form. Again, the third case, as we know that there are three cases of nouns in a sentence: halte rafa, halte nasab, halte jar. Halte jar, now as we know that halte jar is formed by putting a kasra on the last letter of the word. Here the same word we are using, kitabi. Follow the rule, kitabin, follow the rule, drop the tanween. Okay, sorry, there is a typo here. Kitaba, add aini, and it becomes kitabaini. I'll correct this. Okay, so the halde nasab and the halde jar form will be same. Again, kitabani, kitabaini, kitabaini. Kitabani, kitabaini, kitabaini. This is marfu, mansoob, majroor. Mansoob and majroor forms are the same. Let's have example from Quran. وَأَمَّا الْجِدَارُ فَكَانَ لِغُلَامَيْنِ يَتِيمَيْنِ فِي الْمَدِينَةِ and so on. So look at here. Look at the example here. لِغُلَامَيْنِ يَتِيمَيْنِ. As I told you, there are reasons for Halte Nasab and Halte Jar because we are going to read the differences, how to find that the word is either in the Halte of Nasab or in the Halte of Jar. We are going to study them later, but for now, we can assure that this word is not in the state of Rafa because the Rafa form will have Ani in the end. So it can be in the Halat of Nasab or it can be in the Halat of Jar. So Ligulamaini, Yatimaini can be in the Halat of Nasab and Halat of Jar, as I told you, can be Mansoob or Majroor. But looking at the context, we can tell that what is it. But for now, this is in the state of Halat Nasab or Jar. Next example, وَلِمَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ جَنَّتَانِ جَنَّتَانِ آنِ. Ani. As I told you, for Halte Rafa, for Musanna, the dual words, we put Ani. So this is in the state of Rafa and will be Marfu. Jannatani. Okay, so here are the examples for the Musanna words from the Quran. Now we'll study about Al-Jama, the plural. There are two types of plurals in Arabic, Al-Jamu Salim, Al-Jamu Mukassir. Jamu Salim is the sound plurals, Al-Jama Al-Mukassir are the broken plurals. So what are the sound plurals and the broken plurals? Let's have a look. Okay, Al-Jama Salim, the sound plurals, how they are formed? As I told you, we form the dual words by following some rules. From by dropping the tanween from the mufrad words and then adding ani, aini, aini for rafa, nasab and jar forms. In the same way, there are some rules to follow for making the sound plurals and the broken plurals. So, how do the sound plurals are formed? In the formation of sound plurals, the original form of the noun does not change. That's why they are called sound plurals, because the original form does not change. The singular form will retain its form. There are two types of sound plurals, one for masculine form and the feminine form. Jama Muzakkar Salim, sound masculine plural. Jama Muannas Salim, the sound feminine plural. Jama Muzakkar Salim, the sound masculine plural, are formed by dropping the tanween from the last letter of the singular form and by adding una, ina, ina. Uh, uh, as you know that in the dual forms we were adding ani, aini and aini. Now here we are adding una, ina, ina. Una for the rafa state, ina for the nasab state, and again ina for the jar state. These two states are similar to form. As a general rule, the sound masculine plural can only be used for male human beings. I'rab, let's see how to form. Let's see the rules here to form a Jama noun or the Jama Muzakkar Salim form. Hal for the Marfu form, as I told you, drop the tanween, add una, and form the word. Muslimun, again, taking the singular form or the mufrad form. Drop the tanween, Muslimu, add una, and it becomes Muslimuna. Halat nasab or mansoob, again, as I told you, drop the tanween, add ina, and make the word. Musliman becomes Muslimi, add ina, it becomes Muslimina. Again, the same rule follow for the halat jar, that's the majroor form. Muslimin, drop the tanween, add ina, and it becomes Muslimina. Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina. Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina. Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina. Just keep practicing and it will become familiar to you. How to make Jama Muannas Salim, the sound feminine plurals. The sound feminine plurals are formed by removing the ta marbuta from the feminine mufrad words and by adding atun, atin, atin. To a singular noun in the rafa state, atun, add atin to the singular noun in the nasib state, and atin to a singular noun in the jar state. Let's have example. إعراب الجمع المؤنث السالم. حالة رفع, there's a marfu form. Muslimatun, as I told you, the marfu or the حالة رفع contains a dhamma or double dhamma on the end of the last letter. Drop the tanween, add atun, follow the rule and make the word. Muslimatun, muslima, atun, add atun, muslimatun. Halat al-Nasab, Mansoob form, as I told you, it contains a fatha on the last letter, drop the tanween, add atin, follow the rule, and make the word Muslimatun, Muslimatan, Muslimatin. Okay, similarly, as I told you, the Halat al-Nasab and Jar are same as well. Here, so Muslimatin becomes Muslimatin. Muslimatun becomes Muslimatun. Muslimatan becomes Muslimatin. Muslimatin becomes Muslimatin. Examples from the Quran. Innal Muslimina wal Muslimatin والمؤمنين والمؤمنات والقانتين والقانتات والصادقين والصادقات والصابرين والصابرات والخاشئين والخاشعات والمتصدقين والمتصدقات والصائمين والصائمات والحافظين فروجهم والحافظات والذاكرين الله كثيرا والذاكرات عاد الله لهم مغفرة وأجرا عظيما. So you can see a lots of words here containing ina sound and atin sound. So here muslimina, ina. So you can see here the jama form of the masculine word atin here, the muslimatin, the mansoob or the jar state here, and again wal mu'minina, and again wal mu'minati, atin sound here, again kanitina here, atin, then again ati, then again ina sound, ati sound here, ina sound here. So here they are all containing the plural forms of masculine and the feminine genders. Okay, the next example is أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون. Una sound here. Una, the Rafa state. Muflihuna. Una sound here again for the Jama Muzakkar Salim. Okay, for Jama Mukassar now, the broken plurals. Unlike sound plurals where the original form of the word is intact, is retained, is not changed, the singular form breaks in the plural when we are making the Jama Mukassar, the broken plurals. The broken plural is formed by making internal changes to the structure of the noun, and it has no fixed rulings. Sometimes letters are added, or they are dropped, or they are deleted, and there can be a change in the harkat as well. All non-human broken plurals are treated grammatically as singular feminine nouns. So, as I told you, there is no specific rule for making, like as we have mentioned above, for the sound plurals, there are some specific rules to follow, but here there are no rules. Okay, here are some examples. Like see, kalbun becomes kulub, jabalun becomes jibalun. So see, there is no specific rule. Zoj become azwaj. So see, there are three different types. Zoj become azwaj, kalb become kulub, and jabal become jibal. So there are three different types. So there is no specific rule to follow. For Jama Mukassar nouns, the broken rule. Okay, so let's have examples. Watilka ayyam, and these days, ups and downs. Ayyam. Here, this is the plural form of yom. Jannat is jannatun, the plural form of jannatun. Anhar for nahar. Arbab, and again jibal. Kulub, nisa. These are all broken plurals. and we are going to learn more about them later, inshallah. I'll be sharing the notes in my Telegram uh, channel, so you can uh, refer to the lessons from there, inshallah. Okay, so here I have made the chart here for the I'rab, the Rafa, Nasab, and Jar forms. You can also find them in the Telegram group. I'll share the PDF there, so you can practice from there. Rafa state, Muslimun for Mufrad, Musanna, Muslimani, Jama, Muslimuna, then Nasab, Musliman, Muslimina, Muslimaini, Muslimina, then Muslimin, Muslimaini, and Muslimaini. So you can read them Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin, Muslimani, Muslimaini, Muslimaini, Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina. In the same way, the feminine chart, Muslimatun, Muslimatan, Muslimatin, Muslimatani, Muslimataini, Muslimataini, Muslimatun, Muslimatin, Muslimatin. Keep practicing, and you are going to be familiar with these three cases, the three states of noun, the important states of noun, the Rafa, Nasab, and Jar. Rafa, in the state of Rafa, it is Marfu. In the state of Nasab, it is Mansoob. In the state of Jar, it is Majroor. And the same rules follow for the feminine gender as well. Rafa, Nasab, Jar, Rafa, Nasab, Jar, Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin. The Musanna form is Muslimani, Muslimaini, Muslimaini, Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimina, Jajama. Okay, for the feminine, Muslimatun, Muslimatan, Muslimatin, Muslimatani, Muslimataini, Muslimataini, Muslimatun, Muslimatin, Muslimatin. So, this is the end of our lecture. Inshallah, I'll see you in the next lecture. And please keep revising this chart. And remember all the states, the Mufrad state, the Musanna, and the Jama, because this is the basic of everything, every word. Like if you're going to learn them properly, it will be very easy for you to recognize the words in the Quran, whether they are Mufrad, they are Musanna or Jama, whether they are sound or broken. We are going to learn them one by one, and we are going to study them in detail, inshallah, in the advanced lessons. But please keep revising this chart so you will be familiar with all these terms. And I'll be sharing, as I told you, I'll be sharing these two files in the Telegram channel where you can refer them and you can revise them, you can practice them, inshallah. See you in the next lesson. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.